Usman Sheikh with SAP EcoHub. We're here at the Four Seasons Hotel in the Silicon Valley with Greg Tom, founder and CEO of Vivido Labs. Greg was formerly the CEO of SAP North America, has been with SAP for 14 years, and most recently decided to leave SAP to start up his own company. Welcome to SAP EcoHub TV, Greg.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here. I appreciate it.
So tell us briefly about Vivido. Very interesting name. How did you come up with the name, and what is your vision, and what is Vivido going to be offering to SAP customers and the world at large?
So Vivido has a very special meaning. So Vivido is the Italian word to bring life. Now, after I came up with that name, somebody from Spain said to me, but I also think it means to have a big party. But I'm going to stick with the one to bring life.
Although
right?
we can have a good big party.
Oh, we can always have a big party, right?
Okay.
But the goal of Vivido as a company is to really help you take these big investments you've already made in your business systems, in your mobile infrastructure, and for pennies on the dollar, really help you harness those and get a tremendous amount of additional benefit out of those investments, because you've already made them. In Vivido, we're very, very focused on, I'm going to call them micro applications specific to the smartphone world. That's what we do. And what's very special about our applications is that we don't replicate back into SAP functionality. SAP is a prime data source for us, and we sit on top of it very, very nicely and easily. But what's important is that when we build these micro applications, that we always think about how do we make the transaction Sesame Street simple for the user, small number of screens, low data, easy to process, no training required. Secondarily, we make sure that we're always looking for places to augment the transaction with additional benefit or additional data from other sources. So we'll mesh data from other sources, whether it's inside the company or outside. And then the third thing that's important to us from an enterprise perspective is that we don't build our applications for a specific device. It's not just an iPhone answer, it's not just a BlackBerry answer, because the world is going to a place where these enterprises are going to let the employees use the type of device they want to use, which means they have to support a mixed mode environment of iPhones, of BlackBerries, of Microsoft mobile devices. So we need to give them a platform and applications that support all those. That's what really makes us special. And then there's sort of the icing on the cake, which is really important to the enterprise, and that's Greg. That's why they say, Greg, don't charge me a lot of money and don't make this a long process. So the typical installation to put in a Vivido application is about 4 weeks. And my goal is to give somebody the ability to get $50 million of value a year for less than $100,000. That's our goal. Do it fast, big value, which, as you know, in today's economic world is really important.
So the three key takeaways I take from that with Vivido is you're offering usability, value, and low cost.
And speed.
And speed.
You got it.
Excellent. So now what would be your advice to our customers, those that are on the brink of making decisions, selecting mobile solutions and mobility, and those that are still not necessarily maybe even considering mobility, they see this as a trend or something that the time is not right for it. What are your thoughts? What would be your advice?
I'll give you 3 things, all right? So first off, as a customer, remember you've already made the big investment. You've already put in SAP and you've already put in a mobile infrastructure and you're paying for devices every month. So really what you're doing is not a brand new project, you're just extending those investments and bringing them out to a larger population and getting more value out of those investments. The second thing I would say is don't boil the ocean. Don't try to put in 20 applications at once. Pick 3, get them live in 4 or 5 weeks, get the value out of them, let the company understand the impact it can have, and then you can grow beyond that. And then the third thing I would say is don't make this an IT decision. Sit down with the business and let the business tell you what's important to them. Sit down with the vice president of sales, sit down with the vice president of service, and say if the salespeople or your field service individuals had the ability to do 2 additional things when they're out in front of the customer on the road, what would they be? What would bring them value? And let them tell you what to do. If they do that, there will be adoption. So those are the 3 things I'd recommend.
Greg, thank you very much. This was very informative and valuable. Of course, you have a presence on SAP EcoHub. We see Vivido Labs on EcoHub, and look forward to seeing a lot more from Vivido. Great success and good luck. Thanks a lot for joining us today.
I appreciate the time.
Thank you.